It was still dark when I opened my eyes. The house was quiet, and I could hear the fridge humming in the kitchen. Today was my son's first day at kindergarten, and I wanted the morning to be calm. I started by making breakfast: warm milk, a piece of toast with a little honey, and some apple slices. Simple food is always better on busy mornings. Then I checked his clothes: soft cotton pants, a clean t-shirt, and a light sweater. It's good to pick clothes that children can put on by themselves. While the toast cooled, I packed his backpack. I always start with a full change of clothes in a small plastic bag, then add wet wipes, tissues, and a tiny towel. I put in a small snack box with a banana, crackers, and his favorite water bottle. It's good to pack food that smells like home. It helps children feel safe. I added a sun hat, a pair of extra socks, and his small toy car in the front pocket. Many children need a comfort item for their first days. I also placed a short note that said, "Mom loves you," between his clothes. I labeled his name on every item, even the towel. Labels save time for teachers and help things return home. Then I checked the weather app and smiled. It was going to be warm and sunny. I opened the window and the air smelled fresh. I laid everything neatly on the couch: clothes, backpack, breakfast, shoes, so nothing would be forgotten. When my son finally woke up, the house felt ready for a new chapter. Mornings are easier when you prepare the night before. I learned that calm starts with good planning, not with time. The morning got louder when my son opened his eyes. He looked around, sleepy and quiet, but soon started to move and explore. I helped him wash his face, brush his teeth, and comb his hair. It's good to let children do small things by themselves. It makes them proud. He looked at the clothes I had prepared and hesitated, but I kept my tone light and calm. Children often test new mornings with small resistance. I guided him step by step, showing that the day would be simple and fun. After dressing, we moved to the kitchen. His breakfast waited on the table, warm and colorful. I always serve breakfast before we start talking about plans. Food first, plans later. It keeps the mood peaceful. While he ate, I checked his backpack again. Change of clothes, towel, snack box, and bottle of water. I added a pack of tissues and a small hand sanitizer. It's good to teach children early about clean hands. He finished his food and looked more awake. I reminded him to use the toilet before leaving. Kindergartens have small toilets, but first days can be confusing. I also checked his shoes: soft, easy to close with Velcro, perfect for running. I always choose shoes that a child can manage alone. It helps them feel independent. I noticed the time and smiled. We were on schedule. The morning rush was gone, replaced by quiet order. Preparation doesn't remove all stress, but it keeps it small. I learned that mothers don't need perfect mornings, only steady ones. I placed the backpack on the floor and checked every pocket slowly. We bought it last week. Light, simple, with big zippers and a side mesh for the bottle. On top, I put the snack box and a full water bottle. I chose nut-free snacks because many schools have allergy rules. It's good to read the food policy before packing. In the main pocket, I packed 2 full changes of clothes in clear zip bags, plus underwear and socks. Clear bags help teachers find things fast. I added a small towel, tissues, and wet wipes. I always add a wet bag for dirty items, so the rest stays clean. I rolled a thin jacket and placed it along the side. In the front pocket, I put his comfort car and a small family photo. A tiny piece of home can calm a child in a new place. I checked indoor shoes in a shoe bag. Some centers ask for soft shoes or slippers. Sometimes they also ask for diapers, pull-ups, or cream with a note. For nap time, I packed a small blanket and a fitted sheet, both with his name on tags and on a strip of tape. Washable fabrics make life easier. I added a small brush and a travel comb in a pouch. I clipped hand sanitizer on the strap, but I knew some schools prefer teachers to give it. Rules can be different, so it's good to ask first. In a clear folder, I placed emergency contacts, a copy of medical info, and an allergy note. A light backpack helps a child carry it alone. I learned that good packing is quiet confidence for the whole day. When we arrived at the kindergarten, the yard was full of color and soft morning sounds. The building looked bright and welcoming, with flowers near the entrance and drawings on the windows. The teacher greeted us at the door and smiled warmly. She asked for his name and checked it on her list. I felt calm seeing her kind and organized. It's good to notice how teachers speak to children. Their tone tells a lot about the place. Inside, everything smelled clean and fresh. There was a small area for shoes and coats with shelves labeled for each child. I helped him find his name and hang his jacket. It's good to teach children to do this on their own from the first day. The teacher asked for his backpack and placed it in a special cubby. I liked how everything had a place. It makes children feel safe. I noticed hand washing stations near the entrance, small sinks at child height with gentle soap. Clean habits start here, I thought. I gave the teacher a short note with emergency contacts and special details about his snack preferences. It's always helpful to share this information on paper, not just by words. The teacher showed him the classroom door, and I followed quietly. There were soft sounds of laughter from inside, and walls decorated with paper suns and animals. I realized the room felt like a second home. The first step was the hardest, but the warmth around us made it easy. Kindergartens run on routine, and routine builds confidence for children and for mothers too. The classroom was full of light and gentle colors. Small tables stood near the windows, each with crayons, books, and puzzles. Along one wall were shelves with wooden toys, blocks, and picture cards. It's good when toys are simple and natural. They keep children focused. There was a reading corner with soft pillows and a small tent for quiet time. The nap area was behind a curtain with low beds and folded blankets. Everything was child-sized, safe, and easy to reach. The teacher showed where the toilet was and how children should wash their hands before meals. I noticed the tiny sinks and mirrors, made perfectly for small hands. Good kindergartens teach independence through design, not rules. The teacher explained the daily routine: free play, snack, outdoor time, songs, lunch, and nap. Predictable order helps children feel calm. My son stayed close, looking around carefully. I let him observe without rushing. It's good not to push a child to join immediately. Watching is also learning. Another teacher arranged paints and paper on a table. The smell of tempera paint filled the air, the same smell I remembered from my own childhood. I liked that the room wasn't too crowded. Each child had space to move and choose. There were baskets for art, books, and building blocks, all labeled with pictures. Organization teaches respect for things. The teacher smiled and said she would help him find his place during group time. I thanked her quietly and stepped aside, feeling the calm rhythm of a new beginning forming around us. After exploring the classroom, the teacher invited the children to visit the playground. We walked together through a short hallway that smelled like soap and crayons. Outside, the space opened wide with green grass, bright toys, and soft ground under the play area. There was a small slide, swings, and a big sand pit with colorful buckets and shovels. It's good when a playground has safe surfaces and shade. Children play longer and calmer there. A wooden climbing frame stood in the corner with ropes and steps to practice balance. Nearby, a table with water trays and plastic cups waited for sensory play. I liked that everything was simple but clean and strong. Teachers watched from benches, giving children space but staying close. My son looked around and touched the sand first. He slowly joined two other children who were building a small hill. Play helps children connect faster than words. I noticed how teachers encouraged sharing with short, calm phrases. Their tone made the space peaceful. It's good when staff let children solve small problems alone, but stay ready to guide. There was also a garden box with herbs and flowers, and the teacher said children water them every morning. Caring for plants teaches patience. I learned that outdoor play is not just fun. It's how children build social skills and confidence. The air was fresh, full of laughter and tiny discoveries. Watching him dig in the sand, I felt this playground was more than a place to play. It was a safe field for growing up. After some time outside, the teacher called everyone back inside for lunch. The children washed their hands at the small sinks, using gentle soap and paper towels. It's good to teach hand washing as a routine, not as a rule. When it becomes habit, it stays for life. In the dining room, small tables were already set with trays and cups. Each child had a name card, which helped them find their place easily. My son found his and sat down with quiet excitement. The food looked warm and simple: rice, vegetables, and a piece of chicken. Good kindergartens serve soft foods that children can eat without help. Teachers encouraged everyone to try everything, but never forced them. Mealtime was calm, with low voices and small laughter. I liked how children were allowed to pour water themselves. Learning small tasks builds confidence. After eating, they cleaned their trays and put them on a cart. It's good to teach responsibility early, even through tiny actions. Then the lights dimmed a little, and soft music started to play. The children went to the nap area with their blankets. My son looked sleepy but relaxed. I helped him spread his blanket, tucked it under his arms, and whispered that I would see him soon. I always tell him what will happen next. It helps him feel safe. The teacher smiled and said parents could quietly leave when children settled down. I stood there for a moment, listening to the sound of small breaths and gentle music. It was peaceful, organized, and full of care. Every mother worries before the first day, but I learned that good places feel right without words.